Hello, welcome to Med Perfume. I'm Emily, and I'm going to continue with my reviews on the Miss Armaf fragrance range, and today I will review Dazzling, the dupe of Delina Exclusif, allegedly. And I picked up the little sampler of the discovery set of all of the different ones here. This is pretty cute. I think this is a pretty adorable little set. We'll go through each of these. I already reviewed Attitude because I picked that up in the full size on a blind buy, and then I came across these and I said, oh yeah, that's right up my alley. This was the full size of Attitude, and then these little minis look just like that, but they're, let's see, here's the Attitude version. So here's the big one and the little one. So cute. I think this packaging is pretty cool. Like, you might think it's over the top, maybe it's a little over the top, but it's kind of sweet. It's unique. I guess, you know, it's supposed to look like a melting candle, but I like minis too, so we'll go with Dazzling. And this is allegedly a dupe of the Delina Exclusif by Parfums de Marly. And I realized I also have another fragrance that I picked up in a tester by Armaf, the Club de Nuit Imperiale, which is a dupe for regular Delina. So I figured I would cover both the Miss Armaf Dazzling Delina Exclusif dupe and the Club de Nuit Imperiale Delina dupe in the same, you know, bang for your buck, or twice the bang for your buck. And I have Delina in my collection, but I do not own Delina Exclusif. But you know, we'll compare them. So yeah, let's get into it. The Dazzling fragrance, we'll start there, is a 2023 release. It does not get the highest marks, but it only has a few reviews on Fragrantica. So I'll put the notes up here. It has rose, pear, pineapple, citruses, and bergamot in the top. The middle is jasmine, gardenia, and pink pepper. And in the base, vanilla, vetiver, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. Now, I would not have guessed that this was a dupe for Delina Exclusif. While I don't own that fragrance, I have smelled it many times and it's nice. I think it's maybe a little bit more subtle and approachable version of Delina. Slightly less fruity without the rhubarb. And it has a note of pink pepper in it, so it makes it slightly more spicy. This one also has pink pepper. So the notes of Delina Exclusif are lychee, pear, bergamot, grapefruit, whereas we have the pineapple and citruses in the Dazzling fragrance, and then pink pepper, same in both. Middle notes of Turkish rose, oud, and incense. There's no oud or incense in Dazzling. The base of Delina Exclusif is vanilla, amber, woody notes, musk, vetiver, and evernil. And so we have pretty much the same base, except that we have a sandalwood note in Dazzling. We have a musk note and woodsy notes and evernil. And I looked into evernil because I'd never heard of it. I couldn't find much about it. They just said on Fragrantica that it's in the group of natural and synthetic, popular and weird, which is kind of like everything. It's like strange. But anyway, yeah, so I think this fragrance maybe has bad reviews because if you're expecting something approaching Delina Exclusif, you may be disappointed by this. I think in and of itself, it's a fine fragrance. It just doesn't have anywhere near the longevity of Delina Exclusif. I find that the longevity on this one is fairly short. I would say like it's not totally gone immediately, but within 4 or 5 hours, you would need to reapply this fragrance. It just clearly doesn't have the quality of ingredients that would make it stay as long as Delina Exclusif does. And if you're expecting Delina Exclusif, you may be disappointed, which may be why there's a 3.38 rating on Fragrantica. It doesn't smell bad though. I mean, there are a lot of notes in this. This one has a lot more floral notes in it, the rose, jasmine, and gardenia, whereas Delina Exclusif is strictly rose in terms of floral notes. But otherwise, there's a decent amount of overlap. And this is like a more maybe powdery, slightly more musky version of Delina. Whereas Delina is strong in like the rhubarb and the lychee. This one is pretty balanced between a lot of different accords. There's, you know, floral with the rose, jasmine, gardenia. There's fruity with the pear, pineapple, citruses, and bergamot. There's a little spicy with the pink pepper. There's vanilla, vetiver, woody notes, sandalwood, earthy notes, patchouli, amber. There's a lot going on here. And there's not like a real prominence of any of the notes. So it's not easy to say that this is a rose fragrance because it's so balanced between several different accords and notes that it's pleasant. I wouldn't probably get a full-size bottle of this. I don't think it lasts quite long enough, but it is a nice fragrance. Okay, let's move on. Now, between the Dazzling by Miss Armaf, which I think has it has like a warm kind of fall day vibe to it. This Imperiale is going to be, I think, a little bit more multi-purpose. Can go in any season, perhaps. And let's see. It's definitely got more fruit forward. Yeah, this is very different. So the Club de Nuit Imperiale, one of the Club de Nuit line, which I also think is a pretty good line by Armaf. I'm a fan of Armaf generally. I think if you watch my channel, you may know. Let's put the notes up of the Club de Nuit Imperiale. Top notes are lychee, bergamot, nutmeg. Then we have in the mid Turkish rose, vanilla, musk, and peony. And in the base, incense, vanilla, cashmeran, and cedar. And we'll compare that to Delina, put the notes up there. Lychee, rhubarb, not in Imperiale. Nutmeg and bergamot, both there. Middle notes, Turkish rose, peony, musk, vanilla, all in the other. And Petalia, which is, according to Fragrantica, a floral scent similar to Lily of the Valley, peony, rose, and with a fruity undertone. So maybe that contributes to the longevity of Delina. Delina lasts a long time and it's kind of a beast mode fragrance. It's very distinctive. But the middle notes in Delina are all in Imperiale, except for that Petalia note. And then in the base, there's cashmeran, incense, cedar, and Haitian vetiver. And I think the only note here in Delina, this one, that's not in Imperiale, this one, is the Haitian vetiver. So there's, I think, more similarity between this fragrance and this fragrance. However, you know, if I hadn't looked it up, I might not know that this was a dupe for Delina either. To be perfectly honest, I feel like the distinctive quality of Delina really is the rhubarb, lychee, rose note combo. And it's so strong. I don't want to spray it. Okay, I'll put a little bit. It's so strong. I feel like you can overdo it. You really can go light on this fragrance. It will leave a scent trail. It has a huge sillage, and it is well loved. It came out in 2017. The fruit forward nature of it, you know, kind of stands out. That the fruit in Imperiale is not super prominent. I'm gonna say it's got just a hint of lychee. It's not really strong in lychee. Kind of mixing up my spots. The rose, vanilla, musk, peony, all of that. Really nice in the dry down. My husband actually likes to wear this one as well. It's not technically unisex, but I think it could be unisex. It's got enough of that kind of spice with the incense in it, the cedar. It's not incredibly fruity. You know, the fruit is toned down. The flowers are mixed with all the other accords, the spicy accords, nutmeg, incense, vanilla. So I think this can be, you know, both men and women can wear this one. Maybe not so much Delina. It probably wouldn't suit most guys. I think it's pretty feminine and pretty strongly feminine. Like, it's a strong fragrance. So that said, I do think if you enjoy Delina and Delina Exclusif and you want something that is sort of reminiscent of those and you're not expecting something very close, then you would like these fragrances, which are much, much less expensive. You can get these on Fragrancenet. I think this sample was probably around $15, and this Dazzling, or this sampler was like $40 at Joma Shop. That's where I got it. So yeah, I think this is worth picking up. Just if you're a fan of Armaf, it's, you know, a really cute little set. You get to try all of them. This Dazzling is not my favorite of the set so far. I've been kind of working through them and you know, trying to get my opinions of them to talk intelligently about them, but I'm starting sort of in the lower tier and I'll work up to the ones I like the best, I think, as I go through. So that's it. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. That would be fantastic. Just personally, me, I'm doing pretty well. I am in the process of selling my home and moving to Nevada and Henderson. I'm super excited about this. So that's why I haven't really been posting very much. I've been quite busy, and physically, health-wise, I am doing really well. I'm going to be finished with all of my treatment, my cancer treatment at the end of the year, but I've been feeling quite good just generally after the surgery. I'm still in recovery with, you know, a little bit of limited mobility in my arm, but they say that will leave in about a year and a half, maybe. Frozen shoulder is what they've diagnosed it as. It is what it is, you know, could be worse. So thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.